What's up gamers? Get ready to mark your calendars because June 8th is the day the hype train leaves the station. That's right, the annual Xbox showcase is almost here and it is promising to be a banger. I don't know why I always get myself so excited for a show that has never lived up to my expectations. I'm often left watching trailers for a bunch of games that I have little interest in or ones that are still so very far away. What I do know is that there are some games that were announced a few years ago, and that means we should be in store for some serious updates or even release date announcements. Let's dive into the reasons why you should be glued to your screens on June 8th and the juiciest rumours swirling around the internet. First off, the showcase is traditionally where Xbox unveils their biggest upcoming titles. Think massive gameplay demos, release date announcements, and maybe, just maybe, a few surprise reveals that'll completely blow our minds. This year feels especially important because, well, let's face it, some of their big first party games have been quiet for a while. Which brings me to the rumours. Now remember, these are just rumours, so take them with a grain of salt, but that doesn't mean we can't get hyped. Also, the likelihood of seeing many of these games is very high. The first game I want to talk about is Everwild. Announced years ago by Sea of Thieves studio Rare, the game debuted only with gorgeous art and cryptic hints at what its gameplay might entail. Since then, the game has lost its lead developer, but my most recent inquiry suggested that the game is now on track and has strong confidence from Microsoft's producers. We could potentially see Everwild at this show. The next game is State of Decay 3. Undead Labs gave us a brief cinematic trailer years ago. Since then, crickets. But with the zombie genre still kicking and State of Decay's unique blend of survival and community building, a gameplay reveal could easily dominate the show. State of Decay 3 could be launching as soon as 2026, so maybe now is the time to offer fans a deeper look at what could be one of Microsoft's biggest games of the year. Next up is Perfect Dark. The reboot of this classic spy thriller is feeling closer than ever before. Originally announced at the 2020 Game Awards, this game is being co-developed by The Initiative and Crystal Dynamics. Perfect Dark aims to revitalize the franchise with modern gameplay mechanics and a new gripping narrative. What we do know is that we will be once again stepping into the shoes of Joanna Dark, who'll be navigating a world in which megacorporations conceal dangerous secrets related to the ecological balance of the world. Interestingly, this will be the first project by The Initiative, a studio Xbox founded back in 2018. The game will play from a first-person perspective and will place an emphasis on stealth gameplay, although going in guns blazing is an option. We had the first gameplay trailer at the last showcase, so we should see something much more in-depth and even a possible release window. Let's talk about Fable. What would an Xbox showcase be without a CGI-heavy Fable trailer? Well, considering that Fable was set for a late 2025 release before being delayed into 2026, should mean that we are surely ready to show some serious gameplay, right? This is a game that feels like it has been coming for so long. It does make me wonder if it can possibly live up to expectations. One game that I am seriously excited to see more about is Clockwork Revolution. It has now been 2 years since I saw the teaser trailer for this game and got all kinds of excited. I'm a massive BioShock fan, and this was sending out all the right messages in that regard. Not to mention that this is coming from In Exile, the developers of the hugely underrated Wasteland series, in what they are calling their most ambitious, high-budget AAA title to date. The game will be a first-person action-adventure game that will feature time-bending combat, RPG systems, and even character creation. I'm really hoping to see some serious gameplay and a release window because I am seriously hyped for this one. A game I know most of you will want to see is Gears of War E-Day. Considering this is a game that is expected to launch in 2025, expect this one to feature heavily. Set 14 years before the original game, E-Day will be the 6th mainline installment in the Gears of War franchise. The game will focus on Marcus Phoenix and Dom Santiago as they struggle to fight and survive Emergence Day, in which a race of subterranean creatures known as the Locust emerge from their underground lair. This concept is something I have desired to see explored since I played the very first Gears game, so this gets me all kinds of excited. We should get an in-depth look at gameplay and possibly another CG trailer to pull at our heartstrings. How's about The Elder Scrolls 6? Revealed in 2018, this game has been utterly shrouded in mystery, as Todd Howard's Bethesda team poured their efforts into the controversial Starfield. With Oblivion Remastered reigniting passion for this classic RPG franchise, could The Elder Scrolls 6 finally re-emerge from Oblivion at this year's Xbox showcase? Court documents that leaked during the Activision Blizzard trial suggested that The Elder Scrolls 6 was targeting a 2026 or later launch window. With all the hype surrounding The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered, perhaps it would be a good time to strike while the iron is hot. Who knows, it could certainly be a big moment. What of Psychonauts studio Double Fine? Tim Schafer's beloved outfit has been relatively quiet in recent years, but I've heard some rumblings that they might be ready to debut their next title soon. Could it be at the Xbox showcase as well? My guess says yes. Perhaps we'll also see the mysterious Xbox project from Toys for Bob, widely expected to be a new Spyro the Dragon title. How's about an appearance from Hideo Kojima? I'm not talking about the up-and-coming remake of Snake Eater. I'm of course talking about a little-known horror title called OD. Unbelievably, this was unveiled as a project back in 2022. With Death Stranding 2 complete and set for release, does this free up Kojima to focus his full attention on this game? Time will tell. And what about the development studio formerly known as 343? Halo Studios has been totally and completely quiet since the misfire that was Halo Infinite. The studio has been totally reorganized to rebuild Halo for a new era. Could they be at the show? Could we see talk or even an announcement surrounding up-and-coming Xbox hardware? The show will also precede an Outer Worlds 2 direct event, which will offer a deep dive into the sequel to Obsidian's cult hit sci-fi RPG from 2019. I've heard that The Outer Worlds 2 is a significantly improved game from its predecessor, with boosted combat, role-playing options, and overall quality. We should also grab a launch date announcement from this direct event as well. Make sure you set a reminder, grab your snacks, and tune in on June 8th. Let me know in the comments which games you're most excited to see and what surprises you're hoping for. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future Xbox news and speculation. See you on June 8th.